Local news that matters on Local 22 News.
At this place in history, we are at Hope Cemetery in Barrie. And joining me is Amanda Gustin, the Public Program Manager from the Vermont Historical Society. Amanda, take it away with this historic place here.
Yeah, thanks. So this is actually one of my favorite historic spots in Barrie and really in all of Vermont. It's just this absolutely beautiful, beautiful spot. It's a cemetery, so it's kind of a place of sadness and of grief and of contemplation. But it's also a place of beauty, and it's a place of love. So the city of Barrie bought 53 acres on this spot in 1895 from a local farmer. The city of Barrie is just booming at the end of the 19th century. The population is exploding, so they realized that they're going to need space for a new cemetery. In 1899, they commissioned plans for a full garden cemetery. So what do I mean by garden cemetery? There was a movement to make cemeteries parks. To make them sort of fit with the landscape that they were in, these rolling spaces, to situate them just outside of or on the edge of a city, not necessarily right downtown or right next to a churchyard, and to make them spaces for sort of peaceful recreation. So the thing that most people know immediately that's really special about Hope Cemetery is the stones, and is just the incredible art displayed on the stones. I mentioned earlier, I think of it as a place of love, and it's right there in the name, right? Hope. Because so many of these stones were carved by family members, in some cases by the people themselves for their own graves, or by friends, colleagues in the granite industry.
I also find it interesting that when you look around, you'll see stones that represent that person. You were saying soccer, there's a stone that resembles that person's maybe interest or affiliation with soccer, maybe an airplane. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So a lot of these stones really reflect the personality of the people who are buried there. There's a soccer ball, there's a plane, there are portraits on some of the stones, there are poems, there are trees, and just really beautiful things that reflect the people live there. It's also, you can also see a sort of evolution of artistic style throughout the 100 years and change, 130 years or so that the cemetery has been around. So you can walk through sections that are a little Art Nouveau, that are a little Art Deco. You can see right in the background a very modernist style monument. Now it's required that you use Barrie Gray granite. So this is a place-based cemetery. It's the people creating a space for their loved ones with a Barrie Gray product. It's really all you can see. You don't necessarily always get this uniformity of color and of sort of texture when you look out across the average cemetery. You'll often see tourist buses going through here, especially in the fall foliage season. So people flock here to see these unique and beautiful stones. But it's obviously also a very special place for the people who have family members here. And you can see a lot of the names on the stones today are still names of families in Barrie today. So it's still very much a part of the community. And I think it's really special that a cemetery doesn't just have to be about grief. It can really be about a celebration of beauty as well.
At this place in history.